Hoi hoi folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Sean, aka Uncle Frogface, and welcome to today's video. Hi there, so we are straight into the video today, and it's that time of the month. It is time for our ScrawlrBox unboxing. So this is my second ScrawlrBox. I'm looking forward to this. Went shopping this morning, came back and found this on the doorstep, so that was a lovely surprise. So I've already taken my shipping address off. Just one little rip and you're into your art supplies. So let's see what we have. Okay, so I have a Scrawler Challenge hashtag, of course. Subscription art supplies. So for those of you that haven't seen a ScrawlrBox before, this is a monthly subscription box, about £15 a month in the UK, and you get a random selection of art supplies every month that work together, and a couple of other things. So we've got our Scrawler zine, so I'm going to put that to the side and I'll come back to that in a minute. Ooh, this is very interesting. So this is this week's spotlighted artist, who is Marta Betley. I'm terrible with names. I'm a teacher, so of course I'm terrible with names. Polish artist. Learned her craft from studying art at the University of here. Again, I'm not going to attempt pronouncing that. Makes jewellery, wedding fascinators. Wow, lots of things. They sound like me. Too many creative outlets. Okay, so this looks like wax crayons, maybe water-soluble crayons. You know what? I'm going to reserve judgment until we actually get into our supplies today. Okay, so we've got some watercolour paper. That's the first thing I can see. 12 sheets, 300 GSM. 12 sheets, that's pretty good. It's Derwent. Acid-free. Perfect for pencils. Okay, ideal for watercolour pencils, which is nice. I do have some watercolour pencils. Okay. And these are our supplies. So, got our ScrawlrBox hashtag. One tree planted for every order made and every box shipped out. Okay. Oh, no sticker this month, or is it in the zine somewhere? Let's have a little look. Okay, so I did get an email saying that there was no sweet this month, because there's usually a sweet. Maybe the stickers in this package. I love these little tiny stickers. I might try and... Can I save it? I don't think I can. Oh well, I'll try and save that later. Yeah, someone knows people who carefully unwraps gifts at birthdays and Christmas. Okay, so this is our menu. Oh, there's our sticker. Lovely, so that will go on the collection. I think that is from here, so I think that's that eye, isn't it? Maybe? Or is it that eye? It's there, isn't it? It's that eye, that matches up. So that's lovely. I love the way they do the stickers. Okay, so. Oh, kneadable eraser. First thing that caught my eye. I love a kneadable eraser. I've got a tin with about 3 kneadable erasers that are all, well, kneaded together. Okay, so I definitely know what that is. We'll have a close look at that in a second. We have a pencil, a 6B Faber-Castell Goldfarber pencil. Okay, so that's, I mean, it's drawing on my finger. You can see how soft that is. Okay, nice brush. This is Royal and Langnickel. So I've got a lot of Royal and Langnickel suppliers. So a really good company that I enjoy working with. It's got a nice snap to the bristles. That's a nice brush. I'm guessing that's a watercolour brush from the supplies that we've got here. We have Mixed Media Art Crayon by Marabou. Okay, so I have seen these before. I have never used these before. So if I remember correctly, these are water soluble. Let's just have a quick look. Yes, see there, watercolor crayon, so water soluble crayons. Okay, let's see if I can open this up. Okay, a bit of a twist. Let's take a look. Oh, okay, so it's like a concealer stick or a cosmetic stick, a little bit of gumph around the edge. Okay. What about this one? There, and get it open. That we're gonna need something sharp. Let's. Okay, so this is the red. So we've got our primary colours: red, yellow, blue, which is nice. I'm not getting into an argument about what the primary colours are. I'm old school. Red, yellow, blue. Okay. What's it like? Okay. And see if this one will work. Ah, no, let's get the scissors. A little score. There we go. That top comes. Oh, that one drew on me. Just a personal thing, but I hate things that are individually wrapped in plastic. It frustrates the life out of me. It's always really hard to get them off. How far do these come out? Let's do a test. Ooh. That's quite a lot of crayon. I'll pull that back in so that it doesn't snap. Okay, so just cleaned up a little bit. Now let's have a look at our menu. So we've got the Marabou Art crayons, buttery smooth, wax-based, soft pastels in a sturdy, fully loaded, retractable holder with ergonomical grip and clear protective cap. Yes, all of that is true. So lovely ergonomic grip, and actually that is really nice for a tripod grip. Cap, I'm sure I'm going to lose that because I lose caps for everything. Okay, so they're vivid and light fast, water soluble, so can be used to create seamless blends and washes, and are wipe resistant after 24 hours. So after 24 hours, these should be completely dry. So that'll be interesting when I come to actually do the artwork. I'll swatch all of these today, and then when I come back in a day or two to create whatever I do with these supplies, I can test and see how dry they are after 24 hours. Okay, so that's our art crayons. We've also got Goldfarber pencil 6B, which, I mean, let's face it, is a 6B pencil. I don't think there's anything extra that needs to be said about that. We also have Kneadable eraser, of course, one of my all-time favorite art supplies. So I'm going to, let's just open this up. Ooh, that's a nice new Kneadable eraser. Oh, it's like a stress relief toy. Should always need your Kneadable eraser when you first get it. I mean, you can see how crumbly that is now. After a little bit of kneading, that should go nice and smooth and elastic. So I'll need that a little bit more off screen before I come back to swatch everything, because we can test that out then. So put that there. And then we have Royal Langnickel Taklon brush. So Taklon's great for water soluble stuff, or water paints, or acrylics, or anything like that. If I'm using this for crayons, I think I might just use this for crayons. Have got a few, I don't know if you can see that, there's a few stray hairs there, so I might just give this a bit of a wash, see if I can straighten those up first. Excellent. And then we have our watercolor paper. I've taken the plastic off just because, as I said, individually wrapped things tend to annoy me. I love the gorilla on the front. So this is designed more for watercolor pencils, so it should have a nice tooth for the crayons, but it says on our menu that it's great for any watercolors, pencils, crayons, or just straight watercolor paper, paints rather. Nice. Oh, that's a good sound, isn't it? Lovely. And 12 sheets as well. Very generous. I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. Okay, so that's all of our supplies. We also have our ScrawlrZine, so for December 2020. And this just goes through a little bit more about the materials that we have. This is the suite that we should have got, but obviously I got an email saying they had a shipping problem, which is not surprising. So apparently there's going to be an extra special treat next month. We'll wait and see whether that happens. So we've got an interview with the featured artist. It's always a good read if you get a chance. Things to try. So tips and tricks for these supplies, and notes from the artist as well. Scrawler Gallery, so this is from October's ScrawlrBox, which is the month before my first ScrawlrBox. I did see these. Very interesting calligraphy pens. And Expressive History. So a bit of an art history lesson at the back there. Lovely. And then of course we have our print, which will go up with the print from last month. Okay, so I've got some water off to the side. I'm going to give this a little bit more of a knead, and I'll come back in a moment and we will swatch out these supplies. And we're back with an interesting little development. So I've been kneading this eraser for a few more minutes just to try and get it more elastic. And you can see there at the edges, it's just very crumbly. Okay, so for comparison, here is my usual kneaded eraser. You can see it's much darker colour just because it's picked up more graphite. And if I pour this, it stretches. It's very, very elastic, and I love a really nice elastic kneaded eraser. However, this one, and I have been kneading this for a while, maybe it will need more time, maybe it will get better over time as I use it, but snap. It just has no kind of elasticity to it, no stretch. So that's just something to note, just something that I noticed, thought I'd share with you. Okay, so got our eraser there. Let's get to swatching some of these out. So I've got a bit of water and some tissue and stuff off to the side because we're going to be using water soluble things. So pencil first. Let's have a look. So, oh, that's a very dark line. Yeah, I can confirm that is a pencil. Can you see? Very dark. How light can I get this? Well, that's not too bad. A build up. How dark can I get? I'm not pressing that hard with this, but that is a good range of tones right there. Look at that. Not bad at all. So you can really see that in this, how we've got some really, really dark lines. Okay, let's try this kneaded eraser. Okay, so it picks up the light stuff really, really well. Mucky. So my favourite technique for picking up before watercolour is just rolling over the top. So I didn't expect it to pick up much of the dark graphite, but let's just see how much we can get up with a bit of rubbing. A fair amount, that's not too bad. Now I have a very dirty kneaded eraser, and that's why we need it. within just a few squeezes. A pretty clean eraser again. Okay, right. Let's get to the main attraction, our crayons. So it says that these are very vibrant colours. They are very vibrant colours. There's no real point to it, is there? It's just flat at the end. Ooh. Ooh, that's like, it's like rubbing a stick of butter. It's like when you grease a tin when you're baking cookies. It's very smooth, it just glides across the surface. That is very bright. Okay, let's see if the others are just as smooth. I'm guessing they will be, yeah. Wow. Good coverage as well, it's very opaque. And the blue. So, everything's more towards the kind of purplish tone. This red and this blue. Looks fairly blue on camera, but actually it is like a more of a mauve colour. Okay, what if we get our brush and a little bit of water? These are soluble. Yeah, they are soluble. So I can still see a bit of the drawing underneath. Oh no, it is dissolving out. It's hard to see with the yellow. Yellow is such a hard colour to really see clearly. Let's just give that a bit of a wipe. This brush, this is lovely. It's a really nice brush. Now, the problem with white bristles though, they stain so quickly. Okay, let's try the red. Let's see if we can get a better idea of the red. This paper as well is smooth. Really smooth. It's almost like Bristol board. There's hardly any tooth to it at all. I was expecting something a bit more grabby for these crayons. Yeah, so you can see I can still see the edge of where I drew in the shape. A bit more water. Yeah, so if I smooth that away, then you can see that's the edge where I drew the crayon on initially. I mean, you can smooth it out. A bit of a dry. Wow, look at that. I'll have to get the old Master's brush cleaner out for that. Okay, and this purpley blue. Yeah, so the darker the colour, the more evident the kind of ghosting from what you've drawn underneath. Okay, how far can I spread this out? It travels quite far. I could probably even push that further. Yeah, we're starting to really just dilute it out now. There, but can you see? We've still got this ghosting underneath. Let's really work at that, see if we can blend that out. I don't think we're going to be able to. Nope. Okay, that's fine. And now, lovely purple brush. Okay, what about lifting? Okay, so it lifts like watercolour. You use a bit of tissue to lift up some of the pigment. About blending, I'm gonna do some red. Some yellow. Get these pretty close together without actually touching. Let's see if I can blend them with water. Those caps are very secure, you can hear them snap. Let's be sensible about this, Sean. Let's drag some yellow over to the red. There we go. Not red into yellow. Interesting. It's very, you can't see very well on the camera. There we go. You kind of blend okay. They're not too bad. It's very interesting. It's not consistent. But they do kind of blend out. Oh, I feel like a little calcifer. Okay, let's try. Instead, I'll do down here. Some purple. You can see that they're so soft, they're very soft. Oh, that's one little curly curlies. Let's just get rid of that. What if we blend the crayons together first, like this, and then get some water on. So now in that middle area, we've got both the red and the purpley blue. Let's just they're so thick. They're really pigmented, obviously, because they're crayon. So you don't get the, so mixing like this, you don't get the ghosting of the two separate colours. I wonder if I could pick up a colour from here and paint it somewhere else. Like if I can mix my own colours. Can I pick this up? Kind of. Kind of a lavendery colour. What about up here? Can I pick up any of this? I mean, it says 24 hours till it's fully dry, so it should be able to be reactivated. Yeah, so I can get like a very watered down. So maybe I could use these to mix some secondary colours and use those. Can I get any kind of green? I've got a yellow. I've got kind of a blue. This might turn out to be brown. I hope not. Yeah, there's too much red in that purple. We're just getting a brown. I thought so. Well, that's good to know, you know. Nothing wrong with brown. Brown's a perfectly valuable colour. Again, can I take that? Can. Okay. So I like the way the artist did a very loose sketch. I particularly like those eyes, so I'm just going to do a very loose kind of okay, very loose. I'm not going to stick to any kind of colour convention here. Okay, let's do reddish skin. More around here. a little bit under here. Leave that section white because there's this little section in an eye that always catches the light. And blend some of this out. So I want to see how this works if I've already blended something out and then I draw over the top. Okay, get that clean. So, and I want to go in with my yellow and do yellow eye. Just a little bit of, and let's blend this part out. This doesn't need too much in here, but I can see it is mixing a bit with the red. So a bit up here. Okay, so I don't like the whites of eyes being white, so I'm going to use that same yellow colour just to bring that back. There we go. Much better. Okay. I'm going to come in with my blue and just drop in some what would be shadow colours under here, a bit under the eyebrow, a couple of these creases, this section here, this pocket there. Okay. I'm actually getting on board with this colour palette now. It's not too bad. It's not what I expected it to be, but actually it's quite nice. Got a few ideas of what I might create with this, with the prompt. Okay, so what I want to do is can I lift directly from the crayon, directly from the top, and drop in some, yes, I can. A bit too much water here. So I can paint in finer details by picking up directly from the crayon. So for instance, I wanted to add in some lashes, or the indication of lashes, or some eyebrow, very loosely. Okay. So I'll drag some of this shadow colour down at the top of the eye. I don't know why I'm spending so much time with this. It's just a doodle. Okay. So now I've got those. It's still quite wet. So I'm going to give that a second to dry. I'm going to come back when that's a bit drier and see if I can then colour yellow and red over the purple. Particularly interested in the yellow. So I'll be back in just a second. And we're back. So this is nearly dry. So while this is just doing its last tiny bit of drying, I just want you to have a bit of a closer look at these. So these are the colours that I lifted from here and here and just kind of painted as if these were pans or swatches, and it's so smooth. That is such a smooth colour. Same here. You see that there's a real difference between where you put the crayon down and where you use the water. That might be really, it might give some really interesting kind of textural differences in a piece. So something I might experiment with when I actually come to create a piece with this. Again, you can see that here, around the edge of the red here, and where it's blended here in the middle. The other thing that I noticed, as I was saying about the different colours, so this is the piece of artwork from the featured artist, and you can see blue, red, there's actually like an orange colour. So, I mean, I thought that these were supposed to be from exactly the same materials that we get. Obviously not, because the colours are not the same. So they might be the same materials, but definitely not the same colours. And it actually also looks like this is a black crayon. So there's only 3 here. It looks like this artist used 4 in this piece. So again, just a small thing that I noticed, so I thought I'd bring it to your attention. But now this is dry, I'm going to go straight in with the crayon and see if I can draw over the top. Okay, yeah, I mean, kind of. There's a translucency there, but it does kind of work. It works much nicer on the lighter areas, like that, and a bit of highlight there. And again, I can up here maybe. How fine a kind of line can I get with these for practice? Trying different parts of the tip, so it's flat ended, so okay, if you get the right part, you can get a fairly fine line. Can I? Kind of, yeah. So I'm just kind of interested for those very fine details, like for instance under here I might want to have a bit of a shadow just at the very bottom here, maybe in here. Yeah, I can definitely darken that pupil there, a bit of darkness. Maybe a crease or two. Get some of these eyebrows in. Okay, now I do want to blend these out just a little bit more, so I'm just putting a very small amount of water. And whilst I'm adding water, just talk about this paper, it is handling pretty well. So there's a small amount of buckling, but I think that's just because I put a lot of water on. And it kind of seems almost more like mixed media paper, you know, like, well, coloured pencils, where you're not going to use as much water as straight watercolours. So that, again, is just something to keep in mind. There's no reason for me to be taking this much time on this. I'm literally just noodling now. And build up quite thick colours. So, okay, so that is this month's ScrawlrBox. We have our Marabou art crayons, pencil, brush, which is now dirty and needs cleaning. So I'll get the old Masters cleaner out to get some of that staining off, and a crumbly kneaded eraser. Maybe it needs to be mixed with one of my other kneaded erasers. Yeah, and the pad. So join me in a few days when I come back to this and create something with these supplies using the Scrawler Challenge word, which this month is expressive expressions. I have a little bit of an idea, but yeah, there might be another video between this one, because I had another video planned, and then this box arrived, so I wanted to do this video. So yeah, stay tuned and see what comes next. I hope you enjoyed this, guys, and until next time, look after yourselves, and I'll see you soon.